Hello, and welcome back to the Lights Out podcast. Yes, again, it feels awkward starting off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we'll be fine once we get into it. It's just that starting off and saying hello to a phone or hello to a microphone.
It feels weird, yeah. Just saying hello to just nothing, nobody. So we're going to start off today. I'm going to try and wind out this intro for as long as possible because this is going to probably be a bit of a shorter one because obviously our little document we've got with all the talking points is a bit shorter on this topic, but we're going to be talking about today the new calendar and some of the additions to it. I've got the calendar up here as Andrew leaves the room. Oh no, he's just shutting the door. Okay. So we've got a few talking points. So we'll be talking about the new 23 race calendar. I've got the entire calendar up here. Oh, that's not how I access it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
This the long calendar. Is it the longest calendar F1's ever had?
23. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
The longest ever.
I think it's a long calendar. So.
Biggest races ever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
And there's lots of new tracks returning. Lots of tracks returning this year after they missed it due to COVID.
Yeah.
Such as Canada, Australia.
I'm looking forward to Canada. I love Canada.
Yeah, it's always a good race. And it's also always a great track, just like on the F1 game as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think going straight into it already.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. I think that's tried to copy Canada. Whilst we're talking about Canada.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I don't think it's.
Yeah, Saudi.
But we'll obviously talk about that later as well as we get into that.
We'll be talking about the shambles of this year at Saudi Arabia. So I think we'll start off then with the return of Canada, as we've already said. I'm looking forward to it because I've always liked Canada.
Yeah, Canada's a good track and usually brings up quite entertaining races.
Yeah.
I can't really remember any which have stuck out to me as like
2011.
I can't remember that. But
Really?
I can't,
You don't remember? You don't remember Canada, sorry.
but
Well, for anyone who does remember Canada, 2011, probably the craziest race in F1 history. Jensen Button came from like last on the grid. No, it wasn't last. It wasn't last on the grid. It was like it was like a 5-hour race. It was crazy.
Oh.
I can't explain it to you in a short period of time because it was that mental.
a 5-hour race to me doesn't sound good because Spa, 8-hour race.
Yeah, 8-hour race, 2 laps. But I think Canada's always been a good track. It's had these good results here and there as a circuit. It's a solid calendar. I was quite annoyed when I found out it was off the calendar for 21. But yeah, I think it's a good track. I'm happy that it returns. All those Canadians out there, they're probably quite happy as well.
Yeah. So Miami.
I am not a fan. Instantly.
It reminds me of Jeddah.
It reminds me of Jeddah, exactly.
Again, it gives me the same sort of vibes as it's just gone, hello
there.
Canada, let's take photos of you and we're going to change you so it's not the same track.
They're so utterly uninspired.
I know.
They look all the same. And
they're just fast street circuits which F1 doesn't need.
Yeah. I mean, I remember driving it on the sim. Not Miami, Jeddah. Driving it on the F1, it's just so uninspired.
Yeah, Jeddah is just...
Yeah, it's there.
Honestly, it's like driving... No.
It's interesting for quality. It's interesting to watch a map on.
Yeah, it's
not good for
like... No, but the word... It's not as bad as Abu Dhabi, though. Right,
Yeah,
Abu Dhabi,
yeah.
That's the sort of thing. I'm racing in the F1 game. Come lap 6, I'm like... Why is this race still going on? It's just
boring tracks on the calendar. Yeah.
Just nothing happens.
But yeah, I feel like Miami is just utterly uninspired.
Yeah, I just don't think it needs to be there.
Yeah, I'm
like,
just hoping.
This is another example of F1 being all about money, which I'm sure we'll do as another podcast. Is F1
It's
turning?
F1 all about money. Yeah, I'll have to write that down. Actually, I'm gonna write that down right this second. But I feel like it is definitely something that it's just that track. It's just there, It
just doesn't need to be there.
It just doesn't need to be there.
I'm pretty sure you can tell already that we're really just trying to drag out this podcast.
We are really trying to drag out this podcast out. We're 4 minutes in and we're like
halfway through. But some of the next ones should be quite big though, because we're going to go through most of the...
We'll go through every single point and try and drag it out as much as possible. So should we end in Brazil?
I think Brazil would be a much better race than Yas Marina.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe Yas Marina could even move to
Start.
third race of the season.
Yeah,
like after Saudi Arabia, or even.
But
I think this calendar does really need a shuffle around, like how they're going back and forth around. Like, there's a European bit, then they go out to Azerbaijan, then they go up to Canada, then back to another European bit.
Yep. No,
And then Singapore.
Like Azerbaijan, Canada,
Yeah,
UK.
like,
that's all.
That's a very back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
Monaco to Azerbaijan, then Azerbaijan to Canada. Like, that's going to be
Canada to
a
Britain,
long
yeah.
couple of race weekends for...
The teams.
Luckily, I think they are all 2 weeks apart, but...
Are they?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, I think they are.
So... That's the one saving grace for the calendar like that. But I think Brazil, like, I can't remember too much of when F1 raced at Brazil, but that to me was the best way to enter. Like,
Yeah.
the only real memorable thing I have from ending at Brazil was the "is that Glock" moment.
Is that Glock? Is that Glock getting slowly? Yeah, no, I think, yeah. Brazil, it's always like, on my F1, my team, like on the career mode, when you have your own custom calendars, I always put it last race.
Yeah.
Because it will
Or
end.
just get rid of Abu Dhabi.
Just get rid of Abu Dhabi. I do think, yeah, you should probably put Abu Dhabi. It does need a shuffle around this calendar. I could easily improve it.
Abu Dhabi, I think it was
With-
better last year. Like, the racing, not counting the what happened.
Yeah, not counting the ending. We don't talk about the ending.
Like how Verstappen nearly overtook Hamilton at the start.
Yeah.
But then again, I think, was it still hard to overtake? Because no way should Perez have kept being able to keep Hamilton behind him for that long.
Obviously, it's like that track is just, it's not good for overtaking.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Like, that's
GT racing around that would be better.
That's what you get, though, when you build a track around a hotel and a theme park.
No, exactly, in a theme park, yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like Brazil would be a better ending, obviously.
Yeah.
They won't do it because of the money, but
Yeah,
it would,
like,
for the fans,
that's
that
never
would be a
gonna
better
happen.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, F1 does need to balance it between money and fans, because they need to remember, no fans is no money.
Yeah, obviously they are appealing to the newer fans now these days. Actually, I was thinking about doing a separate podcast on that. Do we just include that now?
Yes.
Yeah, I
we
think-
could talk about it now, because, again, we're
We
7
need to
minutes
stretch
in.
this
and
out. We really need to stretch this
Like,
out.
And I think that is why it's got the longer calendar as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that is one of the reasons why it has...
I do feel like they're trying to spread out around the world. You know, they're trying to make it more worldwide.
And I think if F1 are going for this, really loads of races rammed into a calendar, they need one in Africa.
Yeah.
Like, either in Morocco to fit it in with the other races, like that's quite near Saudi Arabia or even Abu Dhabi. So then they need to go Morocco there. Or they could do something like... like a South Africa race, maybe.
Yeah, I do feel...
Like, I think there's already a track in South Africa. I can't remember what it is
Probably a crap
off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure if it's A tier, but yeah.
Yeah, it is still
There is easy.
and there is options to be able to get.
If it's going to
a
be a
race in
worldwide
Africa.
sport, then yeah, it should be in Africa.
Because
You know, we could talk about each track.
yeah,
Let's do that. Okay, right. This one might be a decent length podcast then.
yeah.
You might split this out, I don't know. But Bahrain then. Go on. Are you the
it's-
advocate for Bahrain?
Well, whenever it was, either 2014 or 15, that first race at Bahrain, the overtaking between Hamilton
the
and
battle.
Rosberg,
That was brilliant. 2014, yeah.
that was just incredible. So, if Bahrain can,
It's always been one that's been not like a brilliant Grand Prix, but a decent one.
Yeah.
It's always been one with decent.
and I think we often have a much higher opinion of Bahrain because it's the start of the season.
Yeah.
Right, because
It
if
is
it
a
was
good
like one of
one.
those ones which was like lost in the middle somewhere,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, well, Hungary always brings up good races, but something
Hungary,
in the middle which we forget about often, like
Istanbul
France.
Or, France. I hate
like,
France.
Yeah,
I hate
like France
French
isn't
Grand Prix.
good. Yeah, French Grand Prix is not good, apart from last year though.
Last year was season, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I feel like if it was in the middle, people wouldn't want it because it's just there.
It's just that. I mean, it does provide decent racing, so I am happy with it.
Yeah, the racing there is good. Like, but then last year, the Hamilton's defense.
Yeah,
like it was very, very good. So I think does it deserve to be the first race of the season? And
I don't know.
Kick it off,
Australia has been brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they did change it, and I'm happy that they've made a change there. We've already obviously been asking, we should change the seat calendar, and if we go, Australia should be starting, then we're kind of going against ourselves there.
Yeah, so
it does make a good start, I think, to the season. It does kick it off well.
But I do think it being the start is one of the reasons why we enjoy it so much.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So moving on then, Jeddah.
Saudi Arabia, Jeddah.
The track is just built for chaos.
No, I don't like it.
I mean, it's the second fastest track in the whole of F1.
Yeah, and it's the tightest, if not.
And the walls are like nearly as close as they are as Monaco or something.
It's stupid.
It shouldn't be allowed.
No, it shouldn't be an easier track.
Last time, I'm not sure whether the race was either crazily exciting or just plain out stupid. I still haven't decided.
I think it was stupid. I mean, I was watching that race and I was just honestly surprised this was Formula One. It looked like a corporate karting event.
It genuinely looked like something that I bet I could have managed it better in that scenario.
Yeah, it looked like John from marketing was up against Sully from.
No, and then Verstappen brake checking Hamilton. That then this is something completely different, and we could do hours of talk just on this completely. But the FIA find out that Verstappen has brake checked him, and he could get disqualified from the race with that.
Yeah.
They give him a useless 10-second penalty purely so F1 can have their amazing finale at Abu Dhabi with the drivers coming in level.
Yeah, coming in level, and then we're just going to ruin it because
So,
we want Max to win.
But that's something completely different, and we could talk about that for ages.
And I don't think we have enough weeks of podcasts until the start of the season to even talk about that. But that might be something we talk about mid-season. That might be.
If the FIA clearly haven't resolved the problems.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, getting rid of Matty is going to help. But if they haven't, then I'm sure we can talk about that in a later
podcast, yeah.
Yeah, if people want to hear about that.
Yeah, but if people want to hear, we'll talk about it.
And then Australia, Melbourne, Albert Park has been hard to overtake recently, but it's a great track.
It's a good track. Obviously, it's bringing those improvements, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think it should be good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Melbourne deserves to be in the Formula 1 calendar.
Exactly.
So next, I think it's Imola with Emilia Romagna Grand Prix.
I like it.
Yeah, I think Imola, it has to stay in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously it got a bad rep from '94.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good track. It provided us with a crazy race last season with Lando and Hamilton.
Yeah.
Lando was doing right. Hamilton, obviously, going walkies.
Yeah.
But obviously, that it was an interesting race.
But he still came back to second though, and he showed that overtaking is definitely possible at Imola.
Yeah.
Either with the one DRS zone.
Yeah, and also there's an incident between Russell and Bottas, which was extremely memed.
But that shouldn't have ever happened. So why should Bottas have ever been?
That was a 50-50. And also Bottas really shouldn't have been that far back.
Yeah. So you can't blame Russell in that situation.
I blame neither of them really.
There was
Russell went for it, and it was
but
a good move.
There was no reason why it should ever have had to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
next track it is Miami.
We've already spoken about this. I don't have anything to say more about it. I don't think it's needed.
I don't think it's
But maybe though having another race in the United States is good for F1.
It's good for F1
because the United States is so big. It's like multiple different countries.
Exactly. It is basically the size now. Yeah, more.
Yeah.
I do think there's obviously that potential fan base over there.
Yeah. So then the next track is Catalonia, so Spain.
Yeah.
Not too exciting races usually, I must say.
Not a lot of overtaking. Obviously, it's a good
Yeah.
track. It's a good test venue.
Yeah, because that's why there's not much overtaking. The cars are very parallel. That's
Yeah.
why sometimes I think it just goes Mercedes 1-2, Red Bull 3-4, Ferrari
Yeah, like
5-6.
little talk 2x2.
Yeah. So I think it's very
Yeah, it's a mediocre circuit.
Yeah, purely because it's the testing circuit.
Yeah.
I don't really have much more to say. Like, I mean, like last year there was some overtaking with Verstappen and Hamilton,
Yeah.
which shows it's possible, but
Yeah, apart from that, it was
pretty mediocre.
It's not going to get rid of it because it's been there for a while.
Yeah, and it's used for testing.
Exactly.
And I think it's 2026 the contract signed with it for.
Exactly. So it's just there, you know. It's just there. It's like France, it's just there. All right, Monaco. Obviously, that's a track that it's
The most prestigious Grand Prix.
Obviously.
We don't really have to say much about it. Like, all you have to say is the Monaco Grand Prix.
qualifying.
And yeah,
That's it.
race is
The
boring.
race is just a procession. There was one overtake
Yeah.
last year. That was Schumacher on Mazepin or Mazepin and Schumacher. I can't remember.
But
yeah, it's
that F1's never going to remove it because it's the most prestigious race there is.
yeah, exactly.
Or the most prestigious qualifying there is, and hope you don't crash. Or in Leclerc's case.
Leclerc.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like they're not gonna get rid of it.
No.
Well, I hope for another Golf McLaren. Probably won't get one, but we'll hope for it. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. It's lucky we're recording this before the season because everything we're going to say about these is going to be completely wrong. Monaco will be the most overtaken Grand Prix. Probably.
Yeah. So, Baku.
Yeah, it's a good track. I like it.
Yeah, I like the track.
I don't like the fact there's 2 street circuits
Yeah,
back to back.
Yeah, no, 3, because Canada's after it.
Oh yeah, it's 3 in a row. That's not
But
great.
that's what F1 is nowadays. It is not mainly speed circuits,
But it's
there's just
increasingly
so many.
It's increasing.
Not speed circuits.
speed circuits.
Street circuits.
Street circuits. Yeah, it is definitely increasing the number of street circuits.
Because many countries want to host a Grand Prix and don't have anywhere to do it, so
Don't have facilities.
bang it on a street.
Yeah, get a city, get someone to plan it out.
Like, can you imagine that? The London Grand Prix.
I could see that happening. That would be kind of cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, imagine it going out with the landmarks of London. That would
Tower
actually
Bridge, Big Ben, and the London
Buckingham
Eye.
Palace, and that'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool. Yeah.
Actually, F1 for 2023, London Grand Prix.
Question that could be. That could be. You never know with F1 these days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2 British Grand Prix to Silverstone and London.
So next is Canada, as we've already discussed.
I like it. Thank God it's back because honestly, it's better
Yeah.
than Qatar, wasn't it? Is Qatar still on the calendar? No, it's not. Oh God!
Well,
what
no,
have I done?
it has signed a deal. It will be on the calendar
Some
in
point.
2023.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it this year because they want to focus on holding the Football World Cup. So
Okay.
that's why they're not doing it this year. But Canada, yeah, good circuit and deserves to be on.
Does do on the grid, yeah. Silverstone.
Yeah.
We're
Need we
biased
say
as
more?
hell. I can't
well-
really say anything
well,
more.
we are British people,
I
so-
imagine I go there every now and then, and it's so magical going there. Like just even walking around there. Obviously, I've been there for MotoGP and stuff. It's just so cool. It's such a cool atmosphere. It's a brilliant circuit. So fun to watch with Marcus and Beckett, and I can't say much more than that. It's a good track.
Silver's like overtaking sometimes.
It's decent for overtaking. It's not as bad as most tracks.
Yeah, but
Especially as it's a very high speed one as well.
Like there was worries about Silverstone's future.
I don't think we
At
need
that
to worry.
point-
It's been there since
like, as in
very
like
start.
the financial
Yeah,
well-being of the circuit, but
it's
I
good because I
don't think it deserves to be able to be dropped off the circuit. So hopefully,
exactly. Yeah.
like I don't think it's that serious now.
It's
But-
the only track I've ever driven, only a fun circuit I've ever driven around. So pretty cool.
So, but it's a great circuit, obviously.
Yeah.
So the next one's Austria and the Red Bull Ring.
Love it. I'm just gonna say love it, and
Love
that's
it.
it. It's a good track. Obviously, Lando's podiums there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool one. I'm a big fan of it. Really, I do like it.
So
France.
Le Castellet, sir.
Le Castellet, Circuit Jules Villeneuve.
Yeah. No,
No.
not Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, that's Canada.
Oh yeah.
Circuit Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard. Oh, I got them mixed up. Yeah. I don't like it. It feels like a test track.
No,
it feels
but
like
all it is though, it's like they have that massive flat space.
Yeah.
And they come out with that.
They've done something uninspired.
Like,
No,
I
it
mean,
feels like
but
one of those street circuits
In
again.
fairness, though, like, I think it was going to feel like that anyway with that plot of land. Like, all the great circuits, Spa, Suzuka,
Have a lot of
Silverstone.
elevation.
Yeah, they were built... Well, Silverstone wasn't, but...
Silverstone,
But all they were built on the ground. Like, they were just built on the ground and go wherever the ground goes.
yeah.
Whereas Gilles Villeneuve is basically a car park which they've stuck a...
Yeah.
like,
All
that's
charged,
all,
but yeah,
all
yeah,
I
yeah.
can describe.
Feels like a car park. So same in Miami. It literally.
Did I say Gilles Villeneuve again?
Yes, it's Gilles.
Oh.
It is a French name, to be fair. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next
I
one...
just noticed your takeaway Formula 1 watch.
Oh,
That is lovely.
thanks. So the next one is Hungary. So Budapest.
I'm going to step back here because I don't actually... That's one of the Grand Prix I never watch, and that's the only track I don't know how to drive around because I've never driven it on the sim. So
Really?
I'm going to step back here
Well,
because I don't even...
I'm gonna
bother.
say overtaking is very difficult, as we saw with Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. But it's for some reason it always throws out such good races. Like, well, not always. Like, and it's also such a great race for first wins. Like, but Jenson Button's first win.
Yeah, 2006.
Ocon's first win this year.
Of course.
Even I think Michael Schumacher's first win
Was it? It might have been. Yeah, I think you're right.
back at the start. So I think despite the fact it's just Monaco without the barriers, I still think it's deserves its place on the track, and it really entertains me every year. Like, some of the Grand Prix, like, you come to and you're just like halfway through the race and you're quite bored. Like, you've gone past the pit stops and there's no excitement happening there, so you're just don't really want to watch the rest of it, so you come back at the end. But Hungary is the sort of thing you'll stick around the whole way just in case something happens, and it's usually quite exciting anyway.
Yeah, I googled Schumacher's. When did Schumacher get his first win? It was Spa 1992.
Not
However,
Hungary,
when I was googling it, it said, "Where did Schumacher die?" He didn't die.
Oh.
He is not dead, and he will not die. Hopefully. Yeah. Moving on then. We've got next track is Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps. We've just talked about it.
Yeah, Belgium.
Yeah.
So, I was quite close with where he got his first win.
You were like, yeah, one place off.
So Belgium, I say top 5 of F1 circuits of all time.
Yeah, Eau Rouge is probably the best corner sequence,
Yeah,
along with Maggots and Beckett's. So yeah, I like Belgium.
yeah, Belgium.
No way they're getting rid of it.
Yeah,
It's a historic track. Oh god, I can't
and
tell it.
it's like, yes, some of these tracks now are getting outdated, like less space in the pit box and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's such a great classic track, which
Yeah.
F1 can't really afford to
Since
get
the
rid of.
60s, you know.
And like, it doesn't pay as much as other tracks like Shanghai or
Yeah, but it's still a track that, if you lost it, then it...
then
Wouldn't-
the amount
yeah.
of money they make from.
Yeah.
One thing with Belgium, as long as it doesn't rain, I'm happy.
Yeah, as long as you actually get a race.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So-
it's been there since, when it went to like 4 towns in the 60s. It was like a 5-minute lap, but yeah, obviously
Yeah.
nowadays I think, it's definitely one we're not going to see get rid of, hopefully, as long as you keep getting races. Which,
So-
of course, didn't happen last year, but
So next we've got Zandvoort in the Netherlands.
I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
there. It's
Overtaking
another.
again is very difficult.
Yeah, it's
But
kind of another
it's-
Spain. It's just
Yeah, it's just
there.
filling up the calendar.
I don't see the point in it being there.
Yeah.
It's just another thing.
Like, it wasn't even that exciting last year when everything was happening.
Yeah, I think it's just there. It shouldn't. I don't feel like we should have 23 races. It's too many.
Yeah.
We need.
Like,
we
I
need
mean,
to
we'll
cut it
probably
down
discuss
to,
that at the end.
Yeah, we need to
Um,
cut it down to like 18. I'm gonna say, but these there's like four or 5 races that don't need to be that.
Yeah.
Netherlands is one of them. Obviously, it's Verstappen's own race. And obviously, if Verstappen's
Yeah.
gonna win that race, then he'll probably throw a fit if he gets rid of it.
Like-
They won't get rid of it, but it just seems so unnecessary.
Yeah,
It's just
I do
there.
agree with you. Yeah, so
But it's a half decent track, but yeah.
next we've got
Monza. Not getting rid of it.
No,
It's a
well,
historic track.
Temple of Speed.
Temple of Speed. It's been there since it was, an oval.
Yeah.
So no, it's not. It's not
Like,
going to get rid of it.
Left
cool
turn,
track,
left
fast
turn,
track.
left turn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
Right, yeah.
Oh,
it's
they
a
were
good
all
track.
right turns, weren't they?
Yeah,
back
they were
when
right.
it was the oval.
It was
But-
an oval. It was an oval onto the
Right
current
side.
track, which is a bit
Yeah.
different. But yeah, no, it's a track that is pretty good. So I don't think they'll get rid of it. Obviously not. It's been there for ages. They won't get
And
rid of it.
last season, it was obviously great race for you as a McLaren fan.
Yes, of course. Ricardo and Norris, 1-2.
But I think last year the race was reasonably entertaining. Like, I mean, once Verstappen and Hamilton came out of the question, who was going to win it? Nobody knew. It could have been Bottas, Perez, either of the McLarens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, take them to it, and suddenly the race becomes so much more inconclusive as who's to win.
Yeah, no, I do feel like that race. It's a good circuit, definitely. So I think it'll be staying. I think.
So
Next on the
Sochi.
Sochi.
now,
Please just drop a nuke on it. I don't like that track. It's so bland. I mean, obviously, I don't even want to talk about last year with Lando. I just
last year, objectively though, as someone who, like, if I was someone who was completely neutral, I would think that's a great entertaining race though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a new 2021 fan. Objectively,
good
I don't have
race,
any
yeah.
things. I think, great race.
He almost won it. That orange guy almost won it.
Yeah, poor orange guy.
Poor orange guy, but
But
at least Lewis
obviously
won.
that's neither of us, so we've and we remember what Sochi Autodrome was like usually.
Yeah.
Like
Torpedo.
just Mercedes.
You give me like a torpedo. But
Yeah,
no,
but-
it's not a good track. Obviously,
I
this
think-
year.
I think this year, I think it's
bit
its
better.
last race, even. Like,
it?
this race will
That
be
should be.
either this race or next race before a purpose-built one comes in
That's
again.
good. Oh, is it? What's it? Yeah, because there was that plate. I can't remember what it's called now.
It was there at the Winter Olympics, I think.
Yeah, so I can't remember what the new thing they've built is called. But there is a new track.
Yeah, so next we
Russia.
have Singapore.
Singapore.
I'm not really too sure about Singapore, really.
This is another one. This is one of two tracks that I just don't really know very well.
Yeah.
And Singapore is one of them. So I'm going to sit back again.
Well, Singapore, it reminds me of a very dangerous track. Like, it's a street circuit again. Like, very technical and hard to drive, but there's not really, like, I'm not too familiar with it either, so there's not really much I can add to what I've already said, but I think it deserves a spot on the calendar because sometimes you have great races, but to me it does also seem dangerous as well.
Right, yeah. Okay, so moving on to Suzuka, Japan. I absolutely love this track.
Yeah, the S's, like, I think any of the drivers, you ask them, they say Suzuka's always in at least their top 5, most of the time even in their top 3. Then also, I think it's such a great break for the drivers as well, going to Japan, experiencing the culture,
Of course.
everything there is there. So I
And
think,
it's obviously Sonoda as well. It's
Tsunoda's home race, so I think it's deserves its spot there.
I do feel like, though, if you're talking about dangerous tracks, I don't see Singapore that dangerous as a track. I do see...
Singapore being dangerous is mainly just in my head thinking about Singapore Sling, but obviously that's not there anymore, so...
Yeah, no. No, obviously Suzuka, 2014,
So-
Jules Bianchi. That is a track, obviously it's an old track. 89, 89 Suzuka.
Like, Suzuka's such a flowing track though, so I think
It is a brilliant track. It's probably most of the drivers say it's one of their favourite to drive. For me, it's one of my favourite to drive as well on the sim. It's such a good track. So definitely deserves a place. And
moving on, we've next got the USA Grand Prix in Austin.
Circuit of the Americas.
Well,
It's underwhelming.
but the track is, in my opinion, the track should be one of the best. Has massive great straights,
Yeah.
maggots and Beckett's knockoffs.
Yeah, it's got all those like.
It has everything which should make it great, but it just doesn't feel great.
Yeah, no, it's one of those tracks that it's meant. It was designed to be brilliant, and it's just not. It's just underwhelming. The words to describe it is really underwhelming. That's all. Mexico.
I think I'm going to sit down on this one because my experience in Mexico is just last year's race.
Mine isn't great either. It's another one of those tracks. It's just there. I don't think it should be this late into the season. Shouldn't be like a finale race. These last kind of 3 are meant to be like the finale races. I don't think Mexico deserves a spot there. Just plop Suzuka down there. swap it with Suzuka. It's another really, it's kind of another filler, a calendar filler. Obviously that stadium section is a bit unique, it's a bit of a meh track. I don't really drive it a lot, so I don't really massively know what it's like to drive. It's a bit meh.
So Sao Paulo. I think we've already spoken about Sao Paulo when we're saying it's the finale.
Choked on water.
So you probably know how much
I
we
love it.
both like the track.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need to say any more on it. If you want to hear that again, rewind back to the start of the podcast.
I will say a few things. Very fun to drive track.
Yeah.
It should be
So
the finale.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Abu
swap it with
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi right now.
Abu Dhabi.
Again, we've said this before.
It's not
No,
It's
I
not
don't
worthy
like
that finale
it.
position,
No.
is it? It really isn't.
The only thing which is worthy about it is the money that gets paid.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only reason why it's there.
And we'll have to look. Is F1 trying to appeal to new fans, and is
Yeah.
F1 trying to be all about the money, or is it just all they care about is the money?
Yeah.
Do we put this into a new podcast, or do we talk about that now?
I think we're half an hour into this one. We talk about that. It depends on the length of detail. We could go into it in quite detail in a whole nother episode.
I do feel like
So,
that would be
maybe
beneficial.
you'll-
So maybe next.
Come back.
Because next week will be pre-season testing
Yeah,
review.
so
I think.
come back whenever.
I'm probably wrong.
It's
Because last
released.
time I said it would be livery
No.
review next, and I was completely wrong.
No, I think next time it is the pre-season testing review.
Yep.
So-
All right. Right. Well, that's us signing out then.
You're going to have to stay here for a long time if you want to hear that podcast. But to finish with this one, all we're going to say is 23 races too many?
Yes. Way too many. I think we should cut it down to 18.
That's a blunt answer from you there, but for me, I'm going to in a bit more detail.
Go on then.
I'm going to say a Grand Prix. When I think of a Grand Prix, I think of special. I think there's a few
Special,
a year,
yeah.
and they're a big
Grand
special
race.
race. Yeah,
Grand race, yeah.
like
When it's 23, they're just...
23. They're
Yeah.
they're almost every week now,
Yeah,
and
pretty
there's
much
nothing
every
special about it.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
is F1
I think
from
the
the-
perfect amount of races in a season would be 16 or so, where you
16
have
to
like
18.
one every other week or
Every
so,
other week, yeah. And also, it gives us more
Yes.
time to put
Yeah,
in
that-
unique
yeah.
podcasts as well.
rather than just race reviews.
This is probably the most unique it's going to get on this podcast, because
Yeah.
it's going to be race review.
Yeah, so
That
you're
was
only ever
really
going to
hard
get
to say.
some other stuff in between the 2 week ones, and
Yeah, well, obviously, for this podcast, I'm going to kind of jump back to our podcast here. We'll be putting in race reviews probably on the Tuesday after the race weekend.
yeah, maybe even the
Um,
Monday, depending on how punctual we are.
Yeah, if it was a big thing, then,
Yeah. But maybe we may even drop in a shorter, like 5-10 minute one,
Yeah.
just as a small update or as it happens reaction before
Yeah,
we
as a
go
help
into
reaction, that'd be a good idea. Yeah.
full detail.
So for you
But
guys on in the mid season, like the 2 week breaks, which there are a few of, we'll be putting in things a bit like this one about the calendar.
yeah,
Next is the pre-season testing review, I do believe.
yeah. So
Unless
stick
that's
around
not
for that.
next week.
No, pre-season testing starts on the 28th, I believe. So
Yeah.
that would be next week for us as we are filming this.
Alfa Romeo revealing their car a day before,
Yeah,
so they've probably done something special.
I think it has been leaked though already. So
Right. Okay.
you can see that if you
Yeah.
wish to.
So yeah, next week it's gonna be the
Pre-season testing,
review.
unless it might not be. This may be released after pre-season review. Depending
I
on
think
when
this
it's-
should be. This has obviously been filmed the same
Yeah,
day as our
obvi-
first ever one.
Obviously, we film these in advance, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, we filmed this on the
So
same day as.
we'll configure it. Maybe you might never even hear this bit if I have to edit it out,
Yeah, we
depending
might
on what
edit
we've
this
said.
out. But yeah, no, this should be put in. Yeah. So pre-season test reviews next. Then it will be our livery reviews. Then it'll be Bahrain.
So, in conclusion to what we said, yes, 23 races is much too many. Yes, the calendar needs to cut out all that bulk. And please come along next time for what should be pre-season testing.
Yeah. Also, I also keep drinking water, but there was one last thing I was going to say, and I seem to have forgotten. Oh yes, if you guys have any ideas for podcasts, then send them. I don't know how you're going to send them, but see if you can. And
Yeah.
we'll
I
have
don't
a-
think there's a comment section, but if there is,
If there is,
go ahead, put it
Yeah.
in there. I don't think there is a comment section.
I don't
We'll
know.
have to check.
We'll have to check, but if there's any kind of way of getting any ideas to us, please do.
And then
we'll consider doing them.
Hopefully you'll come along to the next one.
Yep.
Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.